Today, we're going to look at an example where we find the x-intercept of the equation y plus 7x is equal to 2. And once we find that x-intercept, we're going to write that in coordinate form. So let's go through some things to remember before we even start our problem. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at an xy axis. Here's a picture of what our line is going to look like if we were to draw it out. And notice what happens to our line. It has a negative slope, so it's going downward when we go from left to right. We want to find the x-coordinate or the x-intercept. That is going to happen when it hits this horizontal line here called the x-axis. So our line is going to hit it right about there. We can put a little dot there. This is going to be where the x-intercept is going to occur. And you'll notice what happens at that point. When we look at where that is, compare it to this y-axis here, which is the vertical line, we notice that happens exactly where the x and y-axis meet. In other words, when y value is equal to 0. So what we're going to do, let's go back up to our problem. We are going to start off with our equation y plus 7x is equal to 2. When we are looking for the x-intercept, we always want to set the other letter to 0. So the other letter in our equation is y. So we're going to set y is equal to 0. We're going to plug that into our equation. That is going to give us 0 plus 7x is equal to 2. We can drop that 0 to give us 7x is equal to 2. And since we want to isolate the x, so we solve for x, one of the normal things we do, we're going to do the opposite function as what we see over on our left-hand side. So we see it 7 times x. Remember when the 7, the number and the letter are together like that, it's a hidden multiplication. And what we do to one side of our equation, we always have to do to the other side of our equation. 7 divided by 7, these things are going to kill each other off. And we are left with x is equal to 2 divided by 7. All right, so we found out where it hits the x-axis. We have two pieces of information here. Notice we have our y is equal to 0 and we have an x is equal to 2/7. When we want a coordinate form as a solution, our coordinates are always going to be x comma y. And so we're going to need two pieces of information. The x value in this case, notice we can just go back and look at our list here. That is going to be 2/7. And our y value we have circled, that is 0. So there is our solution there. Our xy coordinate is 2/7 comma 0, and that is the x-intercept for this particular graph. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy, please hit subscribe.